So we will start the turnover ratios. So first in these questions they are mentioned that trade receivable turnover ratio for the year 2020 will be this. The option are there. So before this option we have to know that what is the trade receivable turnover ratio. The trade receivable turnover ratio means trade receivable turnover ratio credit sales by average debtors. What do you mean by the average debtors or average trade receivable? So the average trade receivable means the opening trade receivable, closing trade receivable divided by 2. Okay. Now for the year 2021, so what is the credit sales? See the revenue from operations, the other name of the sales, so it is a sales. Creditors also known as trade payable, bill receivable also known as trade receivable, bills payable also known as trade payable, the other name purchase, and the debtors also known as trade receivable. So trade receivable means the bill receivable and the debtors, and the trade payable means creditors and the bills payable. Now here they are in questions, they are asking the receivable turnover ratio. So the receivable turnover ratio means the credit sales, so sales are there only, so it will be 8,75,000 divided by the average trade receivable. Average trade receivable means this 2001 is our closing, because when the financial year is 21, so this is closing and this is opening. So what is the average trade receivable? The opening trade receivable. So trade receivable are 48,000 and this is closing and this is opening. So we can do 30 plus 43, that means the opening trade receivable is 73,000 plus the closing trade receivable 48 plus 59, 48 plus 59,000, it would be 57, 1,07,000 divided by 2. So 73 plus 1,07,000, it's became 1,80,000 divided by 2, it's 90,000. So the average trade receivable is 90,000. Now here we put 90,000, 8,75,000 our the credit sales. So the answer will be 8,75,000 divided by 90,000. We need a calculator. First see the check 48 plus 59,000, 48,000 plus 59,000, the answer is 1,07,000. okay, so 1,07,000, okay, and 8,75,000, 8,75,000 divided by 90,000, the answer is 9.72. So see, is there any option of 9.72 or not? See, there is an option of 9.72 our answer. Hope it is clear. Now go to the next point, trade payable turnover ratios. So the trade payable turnover ratio for the year 2020, okay, for the year 2020, actually it is a big sum. So the what is the formula of trade payable turnover ratio? The trade payable turnover ratio is credit purchase. The formula is trade payable turnover ratio means trade payable turnover ratio means the credit purchase, actual formula is credit purchase divided by average trade payable, and here also the same thing, the average trade payable means average TP is equals to opening plus closing by 2. So first we have to find out the average, but it is for the year 2020. So in 2020, this is current year, so this will be closing and this will be opening. So the trade payable opening is 55,000, this 55,000, and the bills payable is 30. So the opening is 85,000 plus closing trade payable 60,000 and 45,000. So it is 1,05,000 divided by 2. So it will be 1,90,000 divided by 2. So the answer will be, the average trade payable is 95,000. Now question is, what is the value of the credit purchase in the year 2020? So the purchase are there 3,60,000, nothing is mentioned. So nothing is mentioned means it is a credit sales and it is also the credit purchase. So here the credit purchase means 3,60,000 divided by 95,000. So the answer will be 3,60,000 divided by 95,000. The answer is 3.78. Let's check whether it's 3.78 match. It's not match. So something is went wrong. Let's check again. The credit purchase is 3 lakhs. It is 60,000 and here it's 45,000 and here is 55 plus 30. So it is a 85,000. So 85,000, 60 plus 45, 1,05,000. So it's a 1,90,000. So 1,90,000 divided by 2. 1,90,000 divided by 2. It is 95,000. So correctly I wrote 95,000. So the credit purchase is 3,60,000 divided by 95,000. The answer is 3.75. Okay. My answer is come 3.78. But here the answer is 2.91. Trade payable opening and close. Maybe it is not for 2020, maybe it is 2021, forget about. Now move to the another question, average collection period for the year 2021. So what is the formula of the average collection period? So the average collection period, the formula is average collection period formula is trade receivable turnover ratio, sorry, 365 divided by trade receivable turnover ratio. So here it's 365 and the trade receivable turnover ratio that we are calculate 9.72. So here this divided by 9.72. So 365 divided by 972, 365 divided by 9.72, the answer is 37.55. 37.55 days. 37.55 days, it's not possible in days, so it is 38 days. This answer also match. Now move to the another question. Now the average payment period for the year 2020. Same formula. Average payment period means average payment period is equals to 365 divided by our answer is come 3.78. 3.78. So 365 so the average payment period it must be 365 divided by it's 96 days, but answer is not match. Why? Because our average trade payable or trade payable turnover ratio is not match. The answer is 2.91. Now let's check that if divided by 365 divided by 2.91, what will be the answer? 365 divided by 2.91, it is 125 days. Okay, since our average trade payable ratio is not match, so answer will also not match. But if you are consider 2.91, then the answer is match. Now move to the second questions. There is a current, you just find out the current ratio for the year 2020. So what is the current ratios formula? Current ratio is equals to current assets by current liabilities. So what are the current assets and current liabilities? See, the current assets are there in the year 2020 and the current liabilities also there. Okay, so the current asset is 1,60,000, current liabilities are 1 lakh. So as a result, the answer is 1.6:1. Okay, now next question. Liquid ratio. What is the liquid ratio? Now what is the formula of the liquid ratio? Liquid ratio is equals to current assets minus stock. Stock means the inventory, divided by current liabilities. So the current assets, what is the value of current assets? 1,60,000 minus the current assets minus inventory. The inventory is 1 lakh Oh, sorry, it is for the year 2018. So we have to consider for the 2018. So in 2018 there is a current assets of 1,12,000, okay, and the inventory is 80,000. So instead of 1,60,000 we have to write 1,12,000 and it is 80,000 divided by the current liabilities is 80,000. So from 1,12,000, 80,000 if it is minus, it will be 32,000 divided by 80,000. So 32 divided by 80,000 0.4. So the answer is match 0.4. Now move to another questions, debt equity ratio in the year 2019. So what is the formula of debt equity ratio? The debt equity ratio means long term debt divided by equity shareholder fund. So the long term debt means, what do you mean by the long term debt? Move to the question. Long term debt means the debentures. This is long term debt, okay, and the shareholder funds means the shareholder funds also there. So here they are asking for the year 2019. So for 2019 the long term debt is 3,50,000 and the shareholder fund is 4,80,000. Long term debt means loan, long term loan, debenture. These are the example of divided by the shareholder fund is 4,80,000. So 3,50,000 divided by 4,80,000. The answer is, my answer comes 0.729 and the nearest 0.729 it's 73. Okay. Now the next is interest coverage ratio. You have to know all the formula. For that purpose we are already sent the PDF of this formula sheet, better to understand. Now the coverage ratio for 2020. So what is the interest coverage ratios formula? The interest coverage ratio formula is EBIT, that means earning before interest and tax, divided by interest. This is a small formula. EBIT, earning before interest and tax. So what is our earning before interest and tax? Net profit before tax. In which year it will be? 2019. So in 2019 the EBIT is 4,24,000. Okay, and the interest, see there is no interest is given, but we know that the debenture is 13%. So 13% of 3,50,000. 13% of 3,50,000. So 4,24,000 divided by the interest is on debenture only 13% of 3,50,000. So 4,24,000 divided by 13% of 3,50,000 is 45,500. So 4,24,000 divided by 45,500. Oh, net profit before tax, not before interest. So the interest also, the interest is 13% of 3,50,000.